Hi, so whenever there is an Android versus iOS debate, security is one feature that Apple fans would always highlight in their favor. But in late 2020, how true is this claim? Is iOS security really superior to Android? In this video, we will take a look at this claim and see how well it holds. Before we go into Apple versus Android, why are we talking about security and what is the threat? A virus, according to Wikipedia, is a type of computer program that, when executed, replicates itself by modifying other computer programs and inserting its own code. When this replication succeeds, the device is said to be infected with a computer virus. It is kind of similar to what a virus does inside our human body too. There are different types of virus attacks. Some are pretty harmless but still shady, like sending your location history to advertisers, to outright dangerous like rooting your phone and sending your keystrokes to the developer. As you use a certain app or website, you will come across these pop-ups asking you to install some apps. They even go to such an extent to show pop-ups like these and trick you into believing that your phone is infected, and the only way to disinfect it is by downloading their free antivirus. Just click away and don't do it. However convincing these seem, they are almost always going to be malwares. Historically, Android doesn't have the best track record when it comes to security, because even 10 years ago there were hundreds of models available and all of them came from different manufacturers, and most of them didn't really care about updates or security. Now this bad manufacturer support plus unpredictable users created a recipe for disaster. Android being an open source software, it gave a lot of power to the user. You got to choose what you put in your phone, and if you were adventurous enough, you could even go mess with the kernel. And let's face it, a huge chunk of the users were not equipped to make the right choices. Over the years, Google has tightened the security. An app now only gets access to its own folder and has no idea what other folders or files exist. Over the years, Google learned that giving full control to the end user isn't good from a security point of view. Google scans your phone using the same algorithm it uses for its Play Store. Sometimes really nasty things are found. Google and the manufacturers now have methods in place to shut down your device in such a situation, and they may even prompt you to contact the manufacturers or in some cases wipe the entire device. Google now has a team that works around the clock to find vulnerabilities and send security patches out every month. Samsung has an added layer of their own security feature called Knox. Users hated it at first because it was very intrusive and always trying to control your actions. But Knox is just looking out for you. On any given day, there are plenty of people trying to gain access to your Android and iOS devices. But more people are trying to hack your Android phone. This is because Android has a bigger market share and global popularity, so it's a more enticing crowd. But till now there hasn't been a monstrous breach. You may have heard of the term jailbreaking. It is kind of rooting an iPhone in Android terms. Jailbreaking is when you find ways or bugs in the kernel to gain root access to your device. It is something you can do yourself if you wish to perform certain customizations. Naturally, it is a huge security threat. I mean, there is a reason why manufacturers void warranty if your phone has been jailbroken or rooted. Jailbreakers on the Apple side and people who root and download apps from the random third-party websites have always been a security issue for both iOS and Android devices. Now, between Android and iOS, the latter has long been seen as the safer of the two. Recent trends and reports are in Android's favor though. Apple enjoyed the status of higher security because they made their own software and hardware and had full control over everything. Plus, iOS wasn't an open source software and they didn't really give the device owners an option to tinker around with the OS. It was always locked and protected. On the other hand, Android is very fragmented and a lot of it is up to the manufacturer. Another place where Apple trumps Google is when it comes to app review. Apple has a very strict review process and Google, well, not so strict. Unfortunately, that would sometimes let malware piggyback on some other app into your phone. Also, Android literally gives you an option in the settings to enable installation of APKs downloaded from the web, and it is easily available for anyone to turn on. Downloading APKs or apps from third-party stores or websites are, like we said before, a huge risk. Apple does indeed love to boast about their security at every chance they get. Apple's opposition to creating a backdoor access to law enforcement agencies helped them keep their protector of privacy face for a long time. But do take a look at this tweet. Zerodium is an information security company. They find zero-day exploits and report them back to their clients along with protective measures and recommendations. And from the Zerodium website, we can see that the company offers $2.5 million for a zero-day hacking technique that fully silently takes over an Android phone with no interaction from the target user. Now this amount is of importance because this is the highest the company has ever offered for a single day exploit. It is also $500,000 more than what the company offers for a zero-click attack that targets an iPhone. And Zerodium has actually reduced the price offered for some of the one-click exploits that target iPhone and iMessage. Of course, we cannot draw a conclusion of overall security from bounty prices, but these numbers do help us understand better the standing of both the operating systems. And there are multiple reputed researchers claiming similar things. A user by the name Axiom X discovered uncovered an unfixable zero-day vulnerability in the iPhone boot ROM. This zero-day resulted in an exploit dubbed Checkmate that allowed jailbreaking of iPhones from the 4S to the X. Let's leave independent researchers and look at what professionals have to say about it. Companies like Grayshift and Celebrite make and sell tools that law enforcement agencies can use to get into phones and devices. FBI recently used a Grayshift product to unlock an iPhone 11 Pro Max, Apple's most advanced iPhone until a few weeks ago. National Institute of Standards and Technology also compared the services offered by these companies. According to WISE, the test found that Celebrite's UFED tool is capable of fully extracting information from an iPhone X or 10, including GPS data, call logs, contacts, and messages. And it was also successful at extracting data from apps like Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, among few others. But as per reports, they couldn't do the same with the latest Android devices. On devices like Google Pixel 2 and Samsung Galaxy S9, the tool could not extract GPS data, browsing history, and social media data. But do you know that people will be targeted no matter whatever security measures Google or Apple comes up with? Click here to watch a video on that. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and do consider subscribing to the channel. This is Ajish and thank you for watching TechSeed.